So Javel, just to get a picture of what's happening for you, if you're able to just explain to me now what you're experiencing or what you experienced last night.
Yeah, so like before I was going to bed, like I just felt extremely overwhelmed, like severe heart pains, and just like feel like my head was constantly spinning and like disoriented, not knowing where I am, and then this feeling of panic and can't get like a breath in. And then I had a bath and tried to do everything that I know what to do to calm myself down. Then I went to sleep, and then like half an hour later I would wake up with full body cramp and just like just in complete panic. And then I would go again, try to calm myself down, have tea, shower, and then come back to bed, and that would happen over and over and over all night.
Okay. Recurring.
And that cramping is like when I had that poisoning, that was the symptom. So that's why I was like, okay, there's something going on.
With having said that, the episode of the poisoning that you talked about, as you think about that now, what's the residual there for you? You survived it, you recovered. What are your thoughts behind that?
I'm still very afraid of it. Like, it's a feeling of terror, not knowing if it's going to happen again, or because it happened without me knowing, and it resulted me in 18 times dead, and resuscitated, and severe recovery.
And can I ask, what was the situation that you were in, or that you had, and reject this, I don't mean it in this way, but the situation that you put yourself in to experience that?
What was the situation I put myself into?
To experience that, yes. I guess it's a different way of saying, like, how or where were you when this happened?
I was in Estonia. I was in my parents' house, and I woke up like that, like how I woke up yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had never experienced anything like it, and then I started to have seizures all the time. And they kept saying I was having a panic attack, so it took 2 months until they actually found out what it was.
And how did it happen? What was the cause of that?
Well, it was arsenic poisoning, but I don't know how I got it. The police investigated it, but not sure.
So you're not sure how you ingested it, whether it was drink or food or...
I have no idea.
Right, okay.
I think that's where the fear comes from. It's like, I'm always like, even here checking, like, is this water okay, just like always.
All right. So even seeing that, you can see how for the body, how being so vigilant, hyper-vigilant all the time, of course the body's in sympathetic always, yeah? All right. All right. So first off, I'm going to do it a couple of different ways, right? Actually, I don't think I need to.
And I know, like, I tell myself, like, I've survived and everything's okay, and all of that, but as if I'm still frozen there.
Mm-hmm.
Like part of me.
Yeah.
It definitely feels that.
Yeah. So understand that what I'm going to do is going to go beyond this level of training.
Yeah.
Even though it may seem what I'm doing is simple, there's a lot going on.
And why it also kind of freaked me out, because I haven't had this experience for about a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was like, well, how is it back,
Yeah, because it's back because your unconscious mind is here now. It knows you've helped me with these things, now it's time to help me with this.
Mm.
And that's just what happens. It's ready to really let it go rather than dealing with it. Because even though you haven't had the experience, you've been dealing with it, suppressing like everything that's surrounding it up until now. And because of what you've experienced here, and because you've been able to release other stuff, it's going, okay, now it's time to let this go. So that's the reason. You know how we say it presents memories, it presents things to be resolved, to make rational? That's exactly why it's happening, all right, for that to happen. So, perfect. All right. So, do you have favourite music?
I like a lot of music.
Yeah. Well, if you really wanted to be extremely comfortable, extremely relaxed, just know that everything is just absolutely perfect, what music would you listen to? What song or song? Yeah, but let's just say song.
I actually love that Penny Hill song.
The Benny Hill song?
Yeah, my dad always used to, we used to watch it together with Dad, and it was always fun.
Yeah, all right, okay. If you're happy with that, that'll be fine. All right, that's good. That's good. Okay, because it is fun. It is really fun. All right. So, Javel, you said a moment ago that those panic attacks, the full body cramping through the night has come back, and it's a similar experience that you had when you were experiencing the poisoning.
Yeah.
How old were you when that happened?
I was 3 years ago.
Only 3 years ago. Okay, yep. All right.
Oh, 3.5, I don't know, something
Yeah,
like
that's okay, yeah. Okay, beautiful. All right, so so that had come back, and you know that during that time when you experienced that while you were in Estonia, you said 18 times dead, you've been resuscitated, you were at your parents' house and you feel like you're frozen there.
I'm not necessarily frozen there, I'm frozen in that state of, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I keep seeing that when I was like cramping and having seizures, and I had no support or help, and the ambulance would come and they're like, oh, this is a panic attack, and I'm like, this is not a panic attack, it's something else going on. And so eventually my husband took me to Germany just to get me tested, because they wouldn't even test me, they're just, no, it's a panic attack, Valium.
Yeah.
And so they would just send me back home, it would happen again.
Right, yep.
So that, I think that not having any support to actually overcome it was the PTSD that was created then.
Okay, good. All right. So, right now, in this moment, to have made that, even though the event happened, to have made that bearable, and maybe, with the knowledge that you have now of what you've just said, if you were back there then, what is it, with the knowledge you have now, what is it that Javel then would have needed to know that she was going to be okay? Because you are, like, you survived it. What did she need to know then that she was going to be okay, that everything was going to be all right?
I needed care, because we were just left, so-called, on the streets. And to kind of fend for myself. So care, yeah. Care,
yep. And when you use that word care to you, it brings up what's happening when you've got that care.
Well, just that's, like, for example, if I went to the hospital, that they would have taken time to find out what was actually going on and listen to me when I intuitively knew something was really wrong. And I wasn't heard there or taken care of. Like, for example, I would have been okay, like, put me in a hospital and do as many tests as you want, but they would deny me all the time.
Yeah.
And just, and then have these experiences for a very long time and a lot of damage.
Yep. All right. So we've got the care. What else? What else would you have needed in that time that you didn't have then?
Yeah, like the wisdom, like someone who knows what's going on.
You said that when your husband took you to Germany, they did the test, and that's where they found out what was going on. So when you got to Germany, they did actually take the time and they did listen to you, or they had the wisdom?
No, it was, he just took me, because my husband is a therapist as well, so he tested my subconscious and it indicated toxicity. And so he took me to a clinic there to just get blood tests, and once they did, well, they didn't help me there either. They just gave me a report, and that was it. And then we started to look for detox centers and so forth. But it was constantly me and him fighting for my life. And it's just like, for some reason, like, there was no compassion that came back, or any help. Like, we would have gone, it's like, okay, this is a journey to overcome that kind of thing. So we were both very confused and scared what was going on. And yeah.
All right. All right. All right, so Javel, what I'm going to ask you to do, like, as you know, before any of this happened, everything was good, yeah? Tell me about your life before this happened.
It wasn't necessarily good. That was when Okay. Yeah, that was when the court cases were going on with my husband, and we escaped Australia before that. So we
Right.
were already on the run and kind of on a hypervigilance state.
Okay, yep. All right, so before any of that, have you got a point in time where you know life was good? I'm not even looking for great, but life was good, things were going well, you were maybe, I don't know, early 20s, late teens, whatever. Like, what stage can you go back to know that you're actually enjoying life?
Yeah, there's various times, like in my late 20s, where I traveled and I studied all the things that I really loved and met incredible people, and I was just in an absolute flow state, and I was on plant-based diet. I was so healthy, didn't drink, didn't smoke, didn't do anything, and just loved life.
Yeah. Good. So I've got a reference point. I want you to hold on to that memory there, okay? As you're going into that memory there, though, going back to that time of your life, even if it is a movie, what I want you to do is just play that in your mind now, all right? But only stop before things change for you from that point, all right? I want you to remain there when, your late 20s, you were saying, where plant-based diet, no drinking, no smoking, so healthy, loving life, all of that. I want you to replay that in your mind. And as you're replaying it in your mind, I want you to anchor all of those states that you know were really, really good. I don't have to explain that anchoring to you now because you understand what it is, but all the states that were really good as you're playing it. And I want you to just play that movie as slowly or as quickly as you can of your life at that point when you were just loving life, and anchor every and any moment, all right? I'm just going to allow you to do that now.
Okay, so do that same.
However you want to anchor it, that's right, yeah. So if you want it, that's it. However you want it, but something that you can replicate. Something that you can replicate. On the knuckles probably good because then we know, you'll be able to, I know what to ask you to press, so yeah. So play it in your mind, and I want you to play it at least 5 times so that you make sure you capture everything of those moments when life was fantastic, when you loved life. I'll go quiet for a little while you do that. Play it in your mind and anchor everything. Put yourself right back there as if you're right there. Anchor everything. Good. Excellent. So then what I would like you to do now is, at what point would you consider was the worst moment?
I remember I was in Poland and we were kind of in the middle of nowhere. We were on the way to Germany, and I was just screaming in pain for 2 days. It felt like 2 years. And I tried to take my life then. So I was like, I can't take it anymore.
Okay, good. All right, so what I want you to do, I want you to close down your eyes, and I want you to go back to that moment, all right? Now, know that you're safe and secure here with me. I want you to go right back into that moment, and I want you to float down into the moment and tell me what emotions are present.
Just hopelessness. Terror, confusion, just absolute fear, pain, severe pain, just feeling of giving up.
Good, all right. So you can feel that in your body now? Okay. Now, remember when we first started this training, we talked about the magnificence, which is our soul essence, yeah? Who we came to this earth to be, all right? Yeah. So magnificent beings. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a process where I'm going to drop you through layers to get back to that core essence. The way that it's going to work is you're going to imagine that you are free-falling, all right, safely. You're free-falling through the layers of the emotion, okay? I'm going to get you to a certain point where there will be a void, where there's like a nothingness, there's like nothing there, all right? And as you drop down through that, then it'll come through to the other side to wonderful emotions. And in fact, that means that you've dropped into your essence. So the only emotions that are there are positive, unbelievable ones. I'm also going to ask you about the symbolism that your unconscious mind presents to you to try and show you symbolically who or what you are there, all right? Okay. So again, feel free to close down your eyes. It's a different process. I want you to go back to that moment of that hopelessness when you were at your worst, okay, the absolute worst. Now, your unconscious mind knows exactly where it needs to be at the right place for this to happen, for you to get the incredible results so that you can overcome and just let all of this go, yeah? So now, in that moment, you said you experienced hopelessness, terror, confusion, fear, pain, like severe pain. You had that sense of giving up, all of that. All right, what I want you to do is, as you're thinking about it, where in your body are you feeling it the most?
My whole body kind of tingles with the feeling of terror, and I can feel tears in my eyes and tension in my chest, and just like the tension of screaming in my throat.
Okay, good. What I want you to do now is just imagine you're free falling. I want you to drop straight down through that emotion, all right? Drop straight down through all of those emotions and tell me what is underneath that. What emotion is underneath that?
Freedom that comes.
Where do you feel it?
Just around me. And relief, I guess.
And that feels good?
Yeah, it's like, oh, thank God it's over.
Good, all right. So what I want you to do now is, again, with that freedom, that relief, I want you to free fall through that. And what's the emotion underneath that? And again, that can be negative emotions, it doesn't matter, but drop down through that. What's the emotion underneath that?
I don't know what the emotion is, but it feels like soft and warm, like flowers.
Beautiful. Whereabouts do you feel that?
I'm starting to feel it in my chest.
Good. Good, good, good. And then again, what I want you to do is just imagine you can free fall through that layer. What emotion's underneath that?
Now comes fear again.
Good. Yep, excellent. Whereabouts are you feeling that?
Back in my chest.
Good. Now, immediately free fall through that. What's underneath that?
Motivation.
Where are you feeling it?
I don't know, I just feel like I'm a superwoman going down the other way. Not feeling it necessarily anywhere. I don't know, everywhere, I guess.
Yep, beautiful. All right. And drop down through that motivation. What's underneath that?
I don't know, it kind of went blank.
Good, excellent. Keep going through that blank. Okay, keep going through that blank. It's what we classify as the void. Keep going through that. Drop down through the other side. If you need, a weight to pull you down through that, that's absolutely fine.
Okay.
Do that. And then tell me what's on the other side of that.
I see heaven, clouds.
Good. And the feeling, the emotion?
It's more peaceful. Sorry.
Yeah?
I'm still feeling something that's like stuck in my chest.
That's okay, yeah. So when you're seeing these heaven, these clouds, this peaceful, where are you feeling that?
I'm starting to feel it like in my hands and legs.
Good. Excellent. And now again, drop down through that. What's underneath that? It's even greater than heaven, clouds, peaceful.
Now it felt like I dropped through this tension in my chest, and it goes into like sadness.
Into sadness? Good. So where are you feeling it?
Just surrounding here.
Good. All right. Excellent. So now drop down as quickly as you can through that sadness. What's underneath that?
Hard to feel. It's kind of everything disappeared.
Good. Keep dropping down through, all the way through. And again, if you need to tie a weight on or anything like that to get you down through
let
quickly.
It go. It just feels like it doesn't
okay.
want to let it go.
It will. It'll let it go. Don't worry about that. It'll let it go. No problems at all with that.
Okay.
Yeah, it will let it go. Let it go. So drop roll the way through. What's underneath that? The sadness.
Curiosity.
Good. Where do you feel it?
Again, around here.
Good. And drop down through that curiosity. What's underneath that?
Happiness that comes to me.
Good. Where are you feeling that?
In my body.
Good. Excellent. And again, now drop down through the happiness. What's underneath that? Mm-hmm.
What else is there? Going blank again.
Just drop down through. What's underneath that?
What's underneath that?
What emotion is underneath that?
Wants to go relaxation.
Good. And where are you feeling that?
At my back.
Good. Good, good. Feels good?
Feels better.
Good. So now, drop down through that relaxation. What's something even better underneath that?
Anxiety.
Good. Where are you feeling it?
Again, back in my chest.
Good. So then quickly drop down through that. What's underneath that?
Goes back to happiness.
Good. Drop down through that. What's underneath that? That's good. You're doing fine.
Clarity.
Good. Excellent. Where are you feeling that?
In my head.
Okay, drop down through that. What's underneath that?
Passion.
Good. Where are you feeling that?
Again, around my head here.
Good. And dropping down through that passion, what's underneath that?
Just feel like I'm just sitting in my body. You know. It's everything tingles.
Good tingle?
Kinda yes, but also I think kinda anxious tingle.
Mm-hmm.
Like fear of future type feeling.
Yep, so just know that fear of future, we're not there yet, so we don't know what's going to happen.
Okay,
so we'll create the future the way that we want to, won't
Okay.
we? Yeah, yeah. So again then, what's underneath that?
I don't know if I can feel anything.
If you could, what would it be? Or is there symbolism there?
It looks kind of dark. So symbolism comes to me as an owl.
An owl. And what does an owl mean to you?
Wisdom.
Good, 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 good. So taking that symbolism of the owl and the wisdom that it represents to you, and taking through up with that passion and the happiness, the relaxation, happiness again, grouping all of that together now, again, with the clarity and that wisdom of the owl, bringing all that back up through the layer. There was a layer of sadness there. If the happiness, the passion, the relaxation, the happiness, the clarity, the wisdom of the owl had something to say to that layer of sadness, what would it say?
It feels like the sadness is taken care of. So it can transform into whatever I want, basically.
Good. And right in this moment, what are we going to transform it to? What would it say? Like, what would the owl, the wisdom, and everything that it brings with it, the passion, the clarity, the happiness, the relaxation, the curiosity, what would it say to that layer of sadness?
What would it say, or what would it transform into?
Well, what would it say or transform into?
It comes to me like dance.
Dance. Good.
I love to dance, and that's, I guess, where I feel most myself.
Good, good. So now notice, as all of that wisdom, the clarity, the passion, the happiness, the relaxation, the curiosity, represented by that dance, now comes up to that layer of sadness, the sadness just disappears. So now bringing all of that up to that next layer, adding into that was the layer of the heaven, the clouds, the peaceful, right? So taking all of that with it and up into that layer of fear that you used to feel in your chest, yeah? Notice how now in that layer, all of this wisdom, passion, clarity, happiness, relaxation, curiosity, the dance, the symbolism of the owl, wisdom, is washing up into that layer. Now, if all of that had something to say to that layer of fear, what would it say?
This is not the only way you feel.
Good. And you notice the fear just now disappears?
It doesn't necessarily disappear, but it's like it's okay. It's just one of the emotions.
Good. But what I want you to notice now is how when all of this stuff comes up through, it actually fills up that layer of fear, so there's no room for the fear. Yeah. So it's replaced with the symbolism of the owl, the wisdom, the passion, the happiness, the relaxation, the curiosity, the dance, the peaceful. Yeah. So all of that is now filled up into that layer.
Yeah.
And now it continues up into the next layer, which was... Actually, it comes up into the layer with that soft and the warm, the flowers that represent the relief and the freedom. And notice how all of that now joins in.
Beautiful.
Good. And now all of that together is coming up into that top layer, which was filled at that moment when we first started of hopelessness, of terror, of confusion, of fear, of pain, severe pain, of giving up. And notice how all of that wisdom of that owl, that clarity, the passion, the happiness, the relaxation, the curiosity, the dance, the peaceful, the soft and warm, the freedom, the relief, washes up into that layer. And as it does, before we notice that it fills up and all the other stuff disappears, what would all of this stuff represented by the owl have to say to that layer of hopelessness?
Well, it's basically just saying it's okay. Like you're not in danger. Like we're taking care of you. Life will continue.
Good. Good. And notice how all of that now is washed up in the layer and all that other stuff has just disappeared. Good, good, good. So now what I want you to do is imagine that you're floating up above that event. You can adjust, yeah?
Whoa, my head starts spinning. Okay.
Good.
Open my eyes or close?
Close your eyes. Well done. You're good. I want you to float up above that event now and notice how now it is filled. Now, the symbolism may still be the owl and the dance, but the sensations, the feelings, the emotions that you have there are the wisdom, the passion, the clarity, the happiness, the relaxation, the curiosity, the peaceful, the soft and warm, the relief, the freedom. Right? As you're looking down on that, how is that represented to you now, knowing all of that? Is it colour? Is it sparkle? Like, what's the symbolism? If it had a colour, what colour would it be?
I just see a beautiful field with lots of nature and flowers and fields and yeah.
Beautiful. So what I'd like you to do now is from up there, I want you to look back into your past and notice now how that past itself is being changed due to what we have just done now. You may notice that that beautiful field, all of that you've seen, is now continuing into your past as well. Are you noticing that? Good. And now, allow yourself to come back and from where you are there, look towards the future. Notice how now your timeline itself reevaluates with these new, your essence has now come through. Right? And notice how now, into the future, tell me what it is that you're seeing. We haven't started travelling back here yet, but what is it that you're seeing now, the change that you're noticing?
Well, first of all, I just feel relief and like I don't see that I went through what I went through anymore.
Good.
And yeah, I see safety, beauty, again relaxation, just being in alignment with my path, my soul.
Good, good, excellent. So now notice as you're floating back towards now, when you come to now, I don't want you to come back into the room yet, just stay above, but as you're floating back towards now, notice how all of that safety, that beauty, that relaxation, that alignment with yourself, your soul, your purpose, all of that, how is it represented to you as you are floating back towards now? The symbolism of all of that.
Comes up as I'm driving this kind of funky, colourful van and having this fun music on and just going, la, 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 la.
Good, 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 good. All right, so just imagine you're back at now, floating up above now. I want to ask you, as you look back on that, what is the one biggest learning that you could take from all of that? So that learning, you're thankful for what happened.
I think I can be thankful for that I get to learn this. These processes. That's what comes to me.
Great, excellent, good, good, good. So now, taking on board everything else that you've learned, knowing now that you have that safety, you're seeing beauty, relaxation, alignment, you've got that happiness, the curiosity, the passion, the clarity, the wisdom, the peaceful, the soft, the warm, the freedom, the relief. Again, bring to mind that beautiful field and the ability of being able to learn this and being thankful. If all of that were a colour, what colour would it be?
Light pink.
Light pink, good. So I want you to imagine now that from the universe, in through the top of your head, that beautiful colour of light pink coming through and filling every part of your body that needs that filling. Just make sure it knows all of this stuff now. Good. And now, having all of those learnings, knowing that you have that safety, the beauty, the relaxation, that alignment, the curiosity, the happiness, the relaxation, the passion, the wisdom, the dance, the freedom, the relief, that soft and warm, all of that, the beautiful field. If that were all a sound, and the ability to be able to learn all this, if that were all a sound, what sound would it be?
It just sounds like the, I don't know what to say, the meditation music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, good, good. So now notice that as that meditation music again flows in through the top of your crown, and as it touches that light pink, notice how that sound becomes even more crisp. The colour becomes even more beautiful. Good. Now, with everything that you do there, what is the one feeling that you could put what's the name of a feeling that you would give all of that?
At peace.
Peace, good. So now notice as that feeling comes in and mixes in with that beautiful meditation sound and that beautiful light pink, how it just fills your body now. Good. So what I want you to do now, holding on to all of that and having all of those learnings now, I want you to float out to 3 months into the future. And I want to ask you, what have you created 3 months out into the future because you've given yourself permission to heal yourself completely?
What have I created? 3 months is maybe too short time.
Yeah, that's okay. What have you created there?
In 3 months, I just I see I have a beautiful home, and I'm working on my dream. I just see my dream. It's not going to happen in 3 months, but
yeah, you can see it there. Yep. How do you know it's happening?
Well, I have the land for the longevity center, and I have a team that I'm working with, and I have a home.
Good, 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 good. So now, float out to 6 months into the future, taking that beautiful light pink, the meditation sound, and that beautiful peace feeling with you all the way out to 6 months now. And tell me, what have you created 6 months from now because you've given yourself permission to heal yourself completely?
I see that I'm in a very beautiful relationship. And I'm very happy.
Good. How do you know this is happening?
I see myself holding hands with my partner and running around in the forest.
Beautiful, good. So now carrying all of that beautiful light pink, that meditation sound and all of those wonderful feelings with you, all of the learnings as well, carry it out to 12 months from now. And what have you created because you've given yourself permission to heal yourself completely?
Yeah, I see myself just being in a kind of lotus pose and in a very deep meditation and just being completely at peace and just kind of overlooking things that I have created, which are the home and the partner and the longevity center and things that I've always wanted to do.
Good. And how do you know this is happening?
I feel peace in my body.
Good, good, good. So now let's float out to 5 years from now. What have you created 5 years from now in light of all your learnings, knowing you've got the light pink, the meditation sound and those beautiful feelings with it? What have you created 5 years from now because you've given yourself permission to heal yourself completely?
I don't know what comes to me straight away. It's like I have this really beautiful island dress on, and I'm living in a kind of a tropical place, and I've got a very beautiful community that lives with me there, or I'm living with them, and it's a very joyful place.
Beautiful, beautiful. So then from there, knowing that all of that is out there for you, I want you to turn and look back to now, and again, just remind yourself, what's the one thing that you're most thankful for having have happened to allow you to create this life and to heal yourself completely?
I am most thankful that I overcame it.
Good.
And I liberated myself, and I allowed myself to live a beautiful life.
Good, good. And know all of that is there. You've already created it and continue to create. So just start your journey back towards now, and you may even notice some of the steps that you took to create that life because you gave yourself permission to heal yourself completely. And just float back to now. Float down into the room. And again, I just want you to clap your hands together. Rub your hands. You've opened your eyes already, but that's all right.
Okay, sorry.
And just put the warmth of your palms over your eyes and then open into that. And come back into the room. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So, how do you feel now?
Transformed, different. Yeah, I don't know. I still feel this funny feeling in my chest here, but I feel transformed. I think that's the main word. Yeah.
Beautiful. And just addressing that little feeling in your chest, what else could that mean?
It just said, again, it says I'm afraid. I don't understand.
I want to ask a question though. I want to ask the room a question. For people here who've gone to do something new, have you ever been afraid?
Yes. Oh, yeah. True.
Do I sit here ever feeling afraid of what's coming next for me? Yes, I do. And it presents itself in many different ways. But it's knowing that, yes, we say the fear is there about it, but we do it anyway. You know, we've all heard that saying, yeah? So I just want you
to see it differently,
yeah, just to see it differently. And ask yourself,
Yeah, actually, no, it disappeared.
Beautiful. Yeah. Well done. Well done. Give her a big round of applause.
Thank you. I suffered from pretty severe PTSD, so that was my main thing that I wanted to resolve. Because I met lovely Dee and Sherry, and I really liked them, and they invited me, so I came. I had none. I follow my intuition, and I just felt right, so I didn't have a question. My biggest one was when Sherry did the stage release for me for the PTSD, and how I don't see it or feel it anymore. So that is huge for me. And I mean, there's so many learnings, but just like the simplest things like reframing your problems and how it just makes it actually disappear. So it's pretty cool. If you want to change your life, come.